Hello dear traders, let us review the major economic events of the past week. The US dollar strengthened last week for the second time in a row. No significant economic data were released in the US. Market participants reacted to the European Central Bank meeting results, which took place on Thursday. The ECB President Mario Draghi said he was not planning to cut further interest rates and increase monetary easing volumes. He added that interest rates will remain at the current record lows for quite a long time. The single currency slumped on this news. S&P 500 and Dow Jones stock market indices added this week 0.5 and 0.6% respectively. The high-tech Nasdaq lost 0.6% on weak quarterly earnings of Microsoft and Alphabet, owned by Google, released on Friday. Their stocks tumbled 7.1% and 5.4%, with the daily Alphabet slump being the record since 2012. The positive S&P 500 index dynamics was supported by the revised up forecast of its components, gross earnings slump from 7.8% to 7.1%. S&P 500 index is still overbought due to investors' optimism. The current price-to-earnings ratio at 17.8 is the highest since 2004. It is far above the average PE of 15 for the recent 7 years. Investors anticipate a major improvement of situation by the end of this year. The S&P 500 total earnings are forecasted to contract by 7.1% in first quarter of 2016. In second quarter, the situation is expected to improve and earnings are estimated to contract only by 2.3%. In third quarter this year, earnings are expected to increase by 4.3% and in fourth quarter by 10.3%. Thus, total earnings are expected to rise by 2% this year. Such expectations support the current US stock prices increase. This week, the Apple quarterly report on Tuesday will be the key corporate event in the US. Moreover, such giants as Facebook, 3M, MasterCard, United Technologies, UPS and AT&T will release their quarterly statements too. The key macroeconomic event will be the results of the US Fed meeting on Wednesday. No interest rate change is expected, but market participants will watch closely the US regulator comments on the economic performance and possible changes in monetary policy. The US first quarter GDP and personal consumption data will be released on Tuesday in second reading. They are expected to be revised down, which may affect investors' confidence. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand meetings and Bank of Japan policy meeting will take place on Thursday. This was all for the last week. Happy trading. See you next week.